guys, so today I'm going to be running through the guitar solo from Cuckoo by the Everly Brothers, which features Clarence doing all the guitar work on it. It's a cool little solo, and there's some interesting stuff there, and maybe notable things to learn in general about Clarence that will be useful for you guys going forward as B-bender players. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So I'll just play through the first cycle of progression first. Sorry. Okay, so let's just take a look at the first couple bars there. You start off on the 6th fret of the B string with your first finger. Just bend straight up with the B bender. And then you hit the 8th fret on the high E. And then what I do is, I suppose technically you could keep holding the B bender engaged and then just fret the B string. That doesn't give you much time at all to get your hand into this position for the next lick and disengage the B bender. So what I do is and then by the time, as soon as I've stopped playing that note, then I disengage the B bender, and then I fret the 8th fret on the B string, like that. Actually, the first like 2 or 3 bars of this are some of probably the hardest bit of the whole solo, in my opinion, just because it's very fiddly, it's very quick, and the next lick is quite difficult as well. So yeah, first of all you've got, then you have to get your hand into this familiar position, you know. We all do it in A there. Or in C here, so. And then you pre-bend on the G string, so you're bending up to the 9th fret, that note. Then you release it, bend it back up again, and then you sort of arpeggiate down from this chord. So you hit the 8th fret on the high E and the B string. Then you release that bend on the G, and then play that 5 there. So altogether you've got. And then after that, actually no, quick note. Clarence does a lot of banjo style rolls on the first, second, and third string. So you'll often hear him go that kind of thing, and yeah, any kind of roll like that where it basically goes 3, 1, 2, 3. He does that a lot, and he will do it on the string set down. So like we'll see later. That kind of thing. Lots of things like that. So you can kind of see that in the next lick. So we have, and then we go. So that's that slide on the 6th fret to the 7th fret of the D. Then pluck the 5th fret on the G. And then we come down from this A minor position. So we go, which is the 5th fret on the B, 5th fret on the G, 7th fret on the D. Then we hit that high, we hit that E note there on the B again. And then we actually also hit the G string again. So. Sorry, yeah, I think that note comes earlier in there. So, and then after that, you pluck the 7th fret on the D, wait for what seems like a kind of weird amount of time, and then you slide up when the 1 comes in on the next bar, and then you go. So you're sliding from the 7th fret to the 10th fret. finger catching the 8th fret on the B there. And then you bend up on that 8 after you've hit the 10th fret on the D again. Then there's like a dead note on the G string. So. And then you hit the 10th fret on the high E, and then the 8th fret. And then after that, you get this little lick. You see again at the end there, we've got that arpeggiating pattern. So what that is 10th fret on the B, bend up, 12th fret on the high E, 10th fret on the high E. Play those really staccato as well, really sharp. Not. And then you still have the bender engaged at that point, and then you release it as you hit the next bar. So you come down on that 10th fret, then you hit the 12th fret on the G, and then that signals the start of that banjo roll again. Kind of thing. So yeah, that's it for the first cycle of progression, which is, by the way, C, A minor, F, G, just your standard 1, 6, 4, 5. On to the next bit. So this next cycle of progression, second time through, goes like this. So we start off with a quaver rest at the start of the bar, and then we bend up, just like the intro really, on the 6th fret of the B, hit the 8th fret on the high E, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Then on the last quaver of that bar, we come down to the 3rd fret, and we've still got the bender engaged at this point. So keep that going, and then we hit that 3rd fret there, and then we have another banjo type roll where he hits the high E, the 3rd fret, come down on the B bender from the 3rd fret, and then you get like a C sus2 shape when you hit the 5th fret on the G string, and then again that banjo roll. 3, 1, 2, 3. And try and let all the notes ring out in that second bar. After that, similar type thing to bar 3 of the whole thing, if you count in the first bar in my tablature as an anacrusis bigger bar. And what it is slide up from the 6th fret to the 7th fret on the D again, and then you hit the 5th fret on the G string, 7th fret on the D string, and then again that banjo roll, and you notice we're hitting the 5th fret on the B again, letting that carry through. Then, from what I can make out in the track, there was some sort of ghost note, whether it was on the G string or the D string, I don't know. I just put it on the D string because the note after that is on the D string, so I don't want to make it harder than it is by putting the dead note on the string above. So. Then after that, you get this little group of 5 notes thing where you go. So you slide up from the 7th fret to the 10th fret on the D, and then you alternate between that note and the 8th fret on the B. And then after that, you get this, which is quite fiddly. So that is the 8th fret on the B string, 10th fret on the high E, dead note on the G string, and then it's the 8th fret on the high E, and then you get this little pull off from the 10th fret. So and there's another dead note, which is the last quaver of that bar. So, and then again, another similar pattern. So 8th fret of the high E. Bender still engaged at this point. Bring the bender down from that 8th fret. 10th fret on the G. Then that banjo roll. Then you slide up into the 7th fret on the G and bend up with the B on the 6th fret of the B string. Now this is a really cool lick and something you guys can take forward, which Clarence does sometimes, which is kind of just play a repetitive lick where he's playing the same thing on the B string 2 or 3 times. But as he'll do it, he'll either raise up the B or he'll lower it as he goes. So this is a perfect example of him doing that. So he goes like that. So then you hit the 7th fret on the G again. Then it's just 6, and then pull off from 8 to 6, and again. And then you hit the 7th fret on the G. And then on the last crotchet of this bar, 6th fret of the B. So now what I aim for is to perfectly lower and release the B bender as evenly as possible, as if I was aiming to, as I hit that crotchet, that's the last note there on the 6th fret, I would have just brought it down just in time to hit that. So every millisecond before it, you would have like a microtone above kind of thing. So just as you hit that, you just got there back to the bottom. That's what I'm aiming for with that. You can do it. You can be a bit free with it, whatever kind of a falling sound you like. So you can not really release it that much. I think that's more what Clarence does actually, just to kind of make it really clear, just because it sounds way off, as opposed to something that's gradually just falling, kind of thing. But I like to evenly release it as I go down, aiming for whatever note is adequate, and in this case it's that F note on the B string. And then you hit that note on the 6th fret of the B string, and then bring it sharply up with the B bender as it hits the 1 of the next bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, like that. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Then it's the 8th fret on the high E, and then we come down to that C shape we're all familiar with, you know, the twang box. So you go which is, for once, just a nice and easy lick to finish us off, really. So you hit the 3rd fret on the high E. The B bender is still engaged from when we pulled up there to the 1. And then you do that classic release and bend back up in the same while the note sustains. Do it again, and then last thing really, high E, 3rd fret, and then you release it from the 3rd fret, but it's really that, isn't it? And then you hit the 5 on the G to finish. So. So altogether, that second section. So that's the solo. I hope that was clearish with my dodgy explanations running through. But yeah, the tab is going to be on my website, as just you can have that for free. That's all good. I'll put it on the TDPRI B-Bender forum as well. If anyone's watching and is on there, I've got a Clarence YouTube tutorial thread that I made a while back. So I'll post a link to the video on there, and we'll have this tab to download on there as well. But yeah, a few things to take away from this. Well, just one main thing really is those banjo rolls, which is you get that 3, 1, 2, 3 pattern on whatever string set with the 1 at the end as well. Yeah, Clarence does that a lot on electric. I haven't heard him do it really that much on acoustic, but yeah, for all the bird stuff, definitely brings that out all the time. Yeah, another thing is just that slowly releasing B-Bender lick. That is something I've heard Clarence do before a couple of times. He doesn't do it super often, but it's also like it has a big impact when he does it because it sounds so weird. You know, it really pricks up people's ears when you do that. I've heard Marty Stewart do that as well. I'll try and find. I think I saw him do it in a video the other day with when he was with Roger McGuinn and Chris Hillman. I'll put that up now if I can find it, and I was right about that. And yeah, that's something cool that you guys can incorporate into your playing if you want. Find different places that it works, where the release of the tension as it comes down, not in the mechanism, I mean like harmonically, works. As far as I know, that's kind of like the best one. But I'm sure there are others. And yeah, you can do that kind of thing with a lot of different stuff. Like, I'm sure a lot of you have seen the video of Gene Parsons explaining the B-Bender that's up on YouTube, and he does those hammer bends. That's really just the same principle. You're just doing a repeating lick, and then just slowly releasing or engaging the B-Bender as you do it, and that makes for a really cool sound. But yeah, I think that's it from me, as I've got nothing more to add really. If any bits are unclear and you want me to go through them again, just let me know and I'll make a smaller video about that, or I can just send it to you directly if you get in contact with me. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed. Hope that was clear enough, and I hope you have fun with it.